This video tutorial looks at the mathematical strand of linear and nonlinear relationships, and more specifically we're going to focus our understanding on determining the midpoint between 2 points. Okay, so when we're looking at the midpoint between 2 points, we need to understand the midpoint formula. And the formula is written below in the green box. So here, x1 plus x2 all over 2. And y1 plus y2 all over 2. So essentially, we're looking for the average between our x coordinates of each point and our average of our y coordinates of each point. So remember that our first point always has the coordinates of x1, y1, and our second point always has the coordinates of x2, y2. All right. So like I said, remember that x2 plus x1 all over 2, or x1 plus x2 all over 2 is the average of the x values, and y1 plus y2 over 2 is still the average of the y values. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, hang on, here it's got x2 plus x1, but here it's x1 plus x2. It doesn't particularly matter which way you do it. The formula recommends doing x1 plus x2, so do your first coordinates first, obviously makes sense. So what you might prefer to do is rewrite these as x1 plus x2 all over 2 and y1 plus y2 all over 2. It'll give you the exact same answer. Okay, so let's have a look at how we calculate the midpoint between 2 points. We're going to use these 2 points on our Cartesian plane. A has coordinates of -5, -1, and B has coordinates of 4, 5. So essentially we know that A is going to be our x1, y1 values, and B is our x2, y2 values. So we can simply put that into our formula. So the midpoint is equal to x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 all over 2. This is going to give us -5 plus 4 all over 2 and -1 plus 5 all over 2. -5 plus 4 is -1, so we end up with -1/2, and -1 plus 5 is 4, 4 over 2 is 2. So therefore our midpoint would be -1/2, 2. Let's have a look at some example questions. Here we're trying to find the midpoint of AC, and then we're going to try and find the midpoint of BD. So AC, coordinates at AC, or coordinates at A, are 4, 8. Coordinates at C are going to be 6 minus 3. I'll put in the coordinates of B and D because we'll need them. -4, 2. And D is -2, 6. So our midpoint formula, x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. We can substitute our values in. For our x1, we're going to have 4 plus our x2 is 6 all over 2. Our y1 is going to be 8 plus -3 all over 2. This is going to give us 10 over 2 and 5 over 2. So therefore our midpoint is going to be 2, 5 over 2. If we're going to use the points of B and D, our midpoint formula, remember, x1 plus x2 all over 2, y1 plus y2 all over 2 is going to be -4 plus -2 all over 2, and 2 plus 6 all over 2. This is going to give us -4 plus -2 is actually take 2, which is going to be -6 over 2. And 2 plus 6 is 8 over 2. And this gives us -3, 4. So here are some practice questions I'd like you to have a go at to find the midpoint between 2 points. Please feel free to pause the video. Once you think you've got the answers, continue the video and we'll see how you went. Okay, so let's see how you went in our first one. Remember that our midpoint is going to be x1 plus x2 all over 2, y1 plus y2 all over 2. Remember here, our x1 and y1 values. Here is our x2 and y2 values. So we've got x1, y1, x2, y2. So our midpoint for our first question would be 1 plus 3 over 2 and 3 plus 6 over 2, which is simply 4 over 2, and 9 over 2, which simply gives us 2 and 9 over 2. In our second question, our midpoint again is x1 plus x2 all over 2 and y1 plus y2 all over 2, which is simply going to give us a value of -2 plus -4 all over 2 and -3 plus 7 all over 2, which is going to be -6 over 2, 4 over 2, which is simply -3, 2.